Say, man, y'all ever gotta wake up one day and think about some that y'all don't want to do? And you're just thinking like, why do I have to do this today? Is it really necessary? Do I really gotta do it today? Do I have to? Do I have to? The answer is yes. Yes, man, I have to do this haircut today. And it's something I really don't want to do, but it's necessary, man. So today, I'm doing a high fade. It's gonna drop towards the back, but that's not the problem. The problem is the texture of the hair. It's gonna be hard to blend, but I'll make it work, you know? So let's see what we can do. We're going straight to work with the number 3 completely open on this haircut. I took the number 4 on top and I already went against the grain. All I'm doing now is prepping the hair and making sure that I have a clean slate to create my first guideline on this fade. And this is a perfect client to show that we live in an imperfect world. Sometimes you're not always gonna have that picture perfect client, that picture perfect canvas, and you're not gonna have that Photoshop finish. And this is how you attack something like this. It's all about creating an illusion when cutting hair. So I'm going in with my first guideline, done with my gold skeleton FXs. And I'm taking it from the bottom of the vertical bars, and when I get to the back, I'm dropping it below the occipital bone. And this right here shows, man, that sometimes you just gotta come up with things on the fly. And sometimes we're challenged and we just gotta battle through adversity. So now I'm taking my clipper completely open and creating my first guideline an inch up. And now I have my number 1 guard completely open as I make my second guide, taking it up an inch. And all I'm doing is making sure it's even while brushing down the hair. Not every canvas is the same, so every guard is not going to take off every single hair. Sometimes you do have to focus on areas and they need a little more attention. Take my number 3 guard and I just double check. Make sure that this is going to be my highest guard and I'm not passing the parietal ridge. Now I take my number 2 and I stay right under the number 3 that I did. Keep in mind that the number 2 is not going to the top of the guard. The hair is falling exactly where the blade is at, so pay close attention where the blade sits on the guard. That's the area that the hair is going to be cut. Now I take my 1.5, and as you can see, I point at what I'm going to attack. I'm only attacking the dark spots. Like I said, it's all an illusion. If you notice, the center part of the fade, closer to the parietal ridge, already seems faded. So you want to manipulate the fade into making it seem that both sides are even with the shortest part of the hair. Now I finished the steps, I can go back in and do detail work. So I drop down to no guard completely open. And remember, all I'm using is corners of the blade. The reason I'm focused on behind the head is that he has an indentation right there. So I know it needs to be a little shorter back there to make it look like it's faded. So I drop down halfway and I attack it. Now I make my way towards the bottom of the line with my no guard halfway, and I'm softening up the line, not going too high and just staying consistent. Now I drop down to my blade completely closed. And I'm using my corners to knock out that line. You'll notice that I go in with the half guard towards the back of the head, just so I don't take it any higher. And I think that's the only section that I use the half guard. Being that his hair is not dense, I didn't have to use it, and it looks like it's already faded. So now I go in with my Babyliss foil shaver and I do the final touch. So I'm gonna fast forward this side and y'all stick around to the edge up. This is where we get nasty. Now I know I'm gonna catch some heat for this one, so I'm gonna lift the hair and show you guys where his natural edge up is at. And I know I'm gonna hear some people say, man, you pushed him back. But this is a client to barber consultation I had. And to him, I'm not taking them far back enough. So I go in and make my first guideline in the middle. And I decide to break right just to attack that first corner. Making sure I keep that blade completely horizontal the whole way through. And it's just a tap and drag. You're gonna see me stop a couple times. That's because I'm stepping back and making sure I have the line completely straight. Now I flip the blade vertically and I attack that first bar. Now I brush the hair over the lineup just so I can get those hairs hanging over. Those are what I call stragglers. And now that I got that side down, I use the right corner as a reference point to match up the left side. And just like that, we completed a high skin fade with the crispy lineup on straight hair. And we just brought him back. If y'all like the beat, make sure you guys follow Jay Columbia. His link will be in the description below. Make sure y'all stay consistent. Keep that foot on the gas, and God bless.